I, Mr. Hari, is coming before you with the topic utility. In this lecture, we will learn about the what is utility, types of utility, utility approaches and concept of total utility, marginal utility and average utility. The term utility deals with the human wants. Commodity and services have a capacity to satisfy human wants. All human beings are the consumers of goods and services. A consumer, rather rational consumer, demands different commodities and services to satisfy his wants. Utility is the base of demand. A person wants commodity or services because he has utility in it. Without utility, demand is meaningless in economics. Generally, we use the words utility, satisfaction, usefulness as synonymous. But these words have different meaning in sense of demand. Therefore, in simple terms, utility means a capacity or power of commodity or services to satisfy human needs. This definition can be rewritten as utility is the want satisfying power of commodity or services. Let us take some examples to understand concept of utility. A hunger wants bread or food because he has utility in it. A student wants notebook and pen because he has utility in notebook and pen. A patient wants medicine because he has utility in medicine. However, this definition does not represent the term utility in sufficient meaning. There are number of characteristics of term utility to clear understanding of it. The term utility is subjective concept. It depends on the mental attitude of the consumer. Utility is related to inner sentiments and emotions of the consumer. Let us take one example. Suppose two persons are going to home after office hours. Person A buys snacks to eat in the bus and person B does not buy any food item at same time. It means A has utility to spend time while eating snacks and B don't have such feelings. Utility is the relative concept because utility of commodity be different in different situations in relation to time and place. Suppose a person going to temple have utility in flowers, nariyal and other puja items. It is the best example of place utility. The utility of color is found in Ranga Panchami is the best example of time utility. Utility is different from usefulness is important characteristics of term utility. A commodity may have utility but it may not be useful. Suppose smoker have utility in cigarette but it is harmful for the smoker. That is, utility and usefulness are not at all synonymous. Utility depends on intensity of wants. A want which is greatly intense implies a high utility of commodity to a person, and want which is satisfied in process of consumption tends to experience lesser utility than before. Therefore, utility is a function of intensity of wants. Utility is not satisfaction, because satisfaction is a state of mind which a person receives only after fulfilling need. while utility is an intrinsic capacity of commodity or service to satisfy human wants. However, utility and satisfaction are interrelated but not same. Utility is different from pleasure. A commodity may have utility, but its consumption may not give any pleasure to consumer. Medicine given to patient have utility but not gives pleasure to them is best example of it. Utility is ethically and morally neutral. A commodity which satisfies any want, whether moral or immoral, socially or desirable or undesirable, has utility. Example, gutkha and wine, which are socially immoral but they consume by the person. Utility is multi-purpose. A single commodity may have power to satisfy many wants. Electricity can fulfill the needs of households, industry and businessmen. Utility cannot be objectively measured. It is a feeling of consumers. Hence, utility cannot be measured cardinally or numerically. Money is the mode of measuring utility of commodity. A person measures utility of commodity in terms of money and gives price to it according to utility in it. Utility is the basis of demand. A person demands a commodity or services when it possesses utility. Utility increases with knowledge. If a person knows more and more about the commodity or service, then put for more and more proper use. At the beginning, the computers were used for calculations, but now it is using for storing data, drawing pictures, and for many more purposes. Two different approaches of measurement of utility. One is cardinal approach and second is ordinal approach. Alfred Marshall is propounded cardinal utility approach. He believed that utility can be measurable and customer can express his satisfaction cardinally or in quantitative numbers. That is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every unit of measured utility is known as a util. Over the passage of time, it was realized that the absolute measurement of utility is impossible. Edgeworth is the first person invented ordinal utility approach. By this approach, utility of commodity or services cannot be measured cardinally, but it can be ordered by utility obtained from commodity. Suppose a person has two eatable goods. One is an apple and second is banana. Such person may compare only whether apple will give more utility than banana. If answer yes, utility of apple is more than utility of banana. In short, utility obtained from different types of commodities may be ranked like 5 is greater than 4. There are different types of utilities. First is form utility. When the change in existing form of commodity creates or increases utility is called form utility. For example, piece of cloth has more utility when it is made into a dress. A bench made from the piece of wooden is also example of form utility. Next is place utility. A utility of a commodity or services increases when it is sent to the place where it is most wanted. It is called place utility. Example, if roses kept for sale near to Sai Baba Mandir increases utility in it. Time utility. Utility increases when the commodity is available at the required time. For example, utility is in Rakhi is more during Raksha Bandhan festival and Ganesh Murti during Ganesh festival. Service utility. This is the utility that comes from the services rendered by people. It includes all types of services like doctor, engineer, tailor, shoemaker. Knowledge utility. If a person knows more and more about the commodity or service, then it put for more and more proper use. At the beginning of the invention, computers were used for calculations, but now it is using for storing data, drawing pictures, and for many more purposes. Next is possession utility. Utility arises when ownership of goods is transferred from one person to another person. For example, utility in own house is more than the rented house. Total utility is the sum total of the utilities derived from all the units of the commodity consumed or purchased. Therefore, total utility of a commodity is equal to marginal utility derived from first unit plus marginal utility derived from second unit plus marginal utility derived from nth unit. Larger the quantity of a commodity purchased or consumed by the consumer, greater is the total utility. Therefore, total utility of X commodity is equal to function of quantity of X. This means that total utility of a commodity has direct function to the number of units of a commodity. Next concept is marginal utility. Marginal utility means the change in the total utility by consume or purchase due to an additional unit of the commodity. Marginal utility is the utility derived from last unit of a given stock. Therefore, we can measure marginal utility by two different formulas. Marginal utility of nth unit is equal to total utility of nth unit minus total utility of nth unit minus 1 unit, or marginal utility is equal to change in the total utility divided by change in the quantity consumed. Third concept is average utility. The satisfaction obtained by consumer from per unit of commodity consumed is called average utility. It is also defined as total utility divided by units of a commodity consumed. Therefore, we can understand these three concepts by a chart. In the chart, units of commodity orange has measured in column first, total utility derived from given unit has shown in second column, marginal utility of a particular commodity is shown in third column, average utility in fourth column. When a person, consumer, consumes first unit of a orange, he will get 10 quantity of utility. Here he is consume only one quantity of orange. That's why total utility of consumption from orange is 10 quantity, as well as marginal utility is also 10 quantity. Average utility of orange is 10 quantity. If a person consumes second unit of orange, he will get total utility 18 quantity. If you subtract utility derived from first unit of orange, we will get marginal utility. Therefore, 18 minus 10 is equal to 8 quantity is the marginal utility derived from second unit. Here average utility is 9 because total utility divided by quantity of orange consumed by consumer. When total utility is 18 quantity, consumer is consumed only 2 units of orange. Therefore, 18 divided by 2 is equal to 9. When a consumer consumes third unit of orange, he will get total utility 24 quantity. If you subtract total utility derived from 3 quantities, 3 units of orange, by the 2 units of orange, we will get marginal utility. Here total utility derived from 3 units is 24 quantity and total utility derived from 2 quantities is 18 quantity. Therefore, 24 minus 18 is equal to 6 quantity of utility is derived from third unit. Like this, we can measure total utility, marginal utility and average utility derived from oranges consumed one by one. For more details, we can refer or visit the link given here, as well as we can refer books, Principles of Microeconomics, published by S. Chand publication. Second book is Modern Microeconomics, which is published by Macmillan Press. Thank you very much.